Make amazing, healing, homemade chicken stock or broth in your crock pot. Homemade chicken broth is a secret ingredient to amazing tasting soups and other dishes that taste great. And homemade chicken broth is also an ancient healing home remedy for many illnesses. Welcome to Homemade Cooking in Texas. I'm Carolyn Gibson from Dogwood Gardens, where homemade cooking is surprisingly easy, healthier for you and your family, saves money, and tastes great. Come join me today as I share my favorite recipes, and I hope they will become your favorite recipes. And don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel. Okay. Homemade chicken broth not only adds amazing flavor to your soups, but it is a well-known remedy all over the world for the cold and the flu. It's one of the first healing foods offered to those who've been sick, offered to those who've had surgery. It aids digestion. It's healing to the nerves. Homemade chicken broth should be at the top of your list of your favorite recipes. Ingredients. We start with a whole chicken or 2 to 3 pounds of bony chicken parts, enough water to fill your crock pot, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, the secret ingredient, 1 large onion chopped, 2 carrots chopped, 3 celery stalks chopped, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, you can leave it out or use it, a half a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of poultry seasonings or of thyme. Okay, homemade chicken broth, of course, starts with a chicken. It can be a whole chicken, or it can be 2 to 3 pounds of cut up bony parts from the chicken. You have a chopped onion, 2 to 3 stalks of celery, depending on how big your celery is, a couple of carrots, and then you can, optional, you can add, I like to use Himalayan salt, black pepper, turmeric. Turmeric you don't have to add, but I like to put it in mine. And then you can have either some thyme or some poultry seasoning. Now when you're using a store-bought chicken, if you don't want to have to get out all these little parts when you go to strain your chicken, you want to cut off these wings. You want to check both ends for the neck and for other parts. Like here's a neck on this end, and then you've got some liver, and you got a heart, you got a gizzard. But you want to check and get all that out there because you really do not want those in your soup. The neck, even though the neck really has a ton of little tiny bony parts, and when you're separating your meat, your vegetables, and you really have to be careful about getting all those little bones, so I'm not going to use those. Now it starts off with, we've cut the wings off, we've got our whole chicken, and we're just going to stick it right in the crock pot. And then I'm going to add my onions, my celery, and my carrots. And then I'm going to add my spices to it. Now for those who are on a low salt diet, they may want to leave out the salt altogether. Now I still like one more secret ingredient to really making this the best homemade chicken broth. The secret ingredient to amazing chicken broth is apple cider vinegar. Now it doesn't have to be the one with the mother because the mother's going to be destroyed in the cooking process. But adding 2 tablespoons to your chicken broth is going to pull the minerals out of the bone and the marrow. Things like calcium, magnesium, potassium, all of these are going to be brought out to enrich your chicken broth. Okay, now it's just a matter of making sure your crock pot is full of water, putting the lid on, and turning it to high. Now I like to turn it to high. I like to start this early in the afternoon when I know it's really good and bubbly, it's been cooking. At nighttime I'll turn it down to low. Then I'll let this cook all night long. After your chicken has cooked all night long, then you're going to take a big slotted spoon or whatever you happen to have and take out your chicken parts and your vegetables and put them on a plate, and you're going to let them cool till you can handle them. Then you're going to separate out your fat, your bones, and then you have this wonderful chicken and vegetables to use in whatever you We're going to make chicken noodle soup, broccoli cheese soup, chicken tortilla soup. And you're going to pour your broth into a big container. And you're going to put it in the refrigerator until all the fat solidifies. Now, I like to just do it overnight. And you can see where all this fat has just kind of floated to the top. And so then it's just a matter of just scooping all this fat out. Now you can give this to your pet, or you can throw it out for the birds, because birds do need fat in their diet. Now you have your amazing, super healing chicken broth to use in your favorite recipes. Now you can store this in the refrigerator for up to a week. If you're not going to use it that soon, you can put it in the freezer. And of course you have all these wonderful chicken and vegetables that you can add to your favorite recipes. Amazing healing homemade chicken broth has important minerals from the bones, electrolytes from the vegetables, the healing properties of cartilage and collagen, and important beneficial effects of gelatin. Thank you so much for joining me today at Homemade Cooking in Texas. Our next video will be making chicken tortilla soup with our homemade chicken broth. Now, if you like this video and you will see more of them, you need to like and subscribe. We're a small family farm. We've been organic since 1991. Our main crop being wheatgrass, which in this small farming community, very few people have ever heard of. We really need your support by liking and subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much.